Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 3rd of July 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation. It should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, just a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel here. As always, you can always go in here and subscribe in order not to miss any of the videos that are coming out. So yep, feel free to do that. We'll always be happy to see you in our webinars. Also just a quick mentioning of our JFD research page, where you can also go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. And yep, I believe you can find a lot of useful stuff here. So, but now let's jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on here is Nikkei225. So even though today we saw the Japanese index closing slightly in the red, still, as you can see, it continues to climb higher. It is pushing, it is trying to make its way higher. What's interesting here is that after breaking this downside resistance line that was taken from the high of the 25th of April, it started moving higher. It is trading above this another upside support line taken from the low of the 4th of June. And of course, on the other hand, you can see that what I've drawn here is a nice potential, of course, rising wedge formation. Now, again, this could continue pushing higher and could continue moving inside this formation for quite a while, but of course, according to textbooks, we know that these tend to break to the downside eventually. So but of course, for now, again, like I said, it is not really confirmed. Ideally, would like to see, let's say, another let's say rejection near this lower side of this potential formation, and then yep, we will consider this one as a potential rising wedge formation. But for now, it seems that it could continue pushing higher. So in a way, what we could do here is just wait for a clear break above the 21,784.85 zone, which is marked by the high of the 2nd of July, which is yesterday, of course. And if we do get a nice push above this, this would confirm a forthcoming higher high on a shorter time frame. And the next potential area for us could be seen near the 21,875 zone, which, as you can see, previously acted as a nice area of resistance and support. So back here around March time, it was near the highest point of March, and also here back here on the 12th of April, it held the price down nicely. But of course, the next day the the price kind of the index opened with a huge gap to the upside, and back here on the 7th of May, it acted as a good area of support as well. So this level here, the 21,875, kind of becomes an interesting one to keep an eye on. So if in a way we see a push above the 21,785, this is the next level to watch. Now, I'm not going to take it too much to the upside yet, because like I said, we do have this potential formation that's happening here. So for now, we're just going to observe that. If, of course, this upper side of this potential rising wedge formation breaks, then, well, I mean, ignore the whole thing, ignore this this pattern, and yep, we'll see. We'll take it from there, see what it wants to do then. Because, like I said, for now, this is just an idea. Keep this idea in your heads. Like I said, if this suddenly, let's say, drops below the 21,560 zone, approximately there, which is marked by the low of this week, then yep, we could see this one sliding a little bit to the downside here. Now, this is where we will aim for the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart, and this lower side of this this upside support line. So, or the lower side of this rising wedge formation, which is this upside support line. So for now, guys, if we draw some arrows here, in a way, what we are expecting here to see is something like this. Maybe ideally would like to see something like this happening. It would be quite interesting to see, and to see this one actually climbing further up here later on. So again, this is just an idea for now. You'll be the judge, and you decide what's more comfortable for you, but like I said, just wanted to share this one with you very quickly. S&P 500. Now this one is going to be very interesting today. We do have a short trading day. Just let me double check. Yes, we do have a short trading day today. So that's why I'd be very careful. And looking at the cash index right now, to be honest, I mean, we are already above the this all-time high figure near the 2,978 zone. So I talked about this one recently, and to be more specific, I talked about this one yesterday, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this potential area here near the 2,964 zone, so which was the high of the 21st of June. You can see that it pushed higher above it, and looking at, like I said, looking at the cash index right now, it is already above this 2,978 zone. So basically what we're looking here for is a nice opening gap here to the upside, and also at the same time kind of creating this new all-time high here for S&P 500. Now again, I mean, some of you probably are now thinking that it, to be honest, it might as well travel to the psychological 3,000 level. I mean, this would be very interesting to see if it actually hits that level. It's not far from there, just only about 20 points away from, if we look at the cash index right now. So keep an eye on this one. Still for us, let's say in terms of the downside, what we're going to target here is if we see a drop below the 2,954 zone here, then yep, we'll consider these slightly lower levels. We're not going to go drastically to the downside initially. We're just going to monitor these areas like the 2,930 or 2,913.10, approximately around there, guys. So for now, of course, the more likely scenario is to the upside, but then again, be very careful if you suddenly see a drop back below the 2,978 zone. That's, of course, this is the idea for today. If we see a drop back below the 2,978, then in a way we might see a retest of this 2,954. But this is the break that we're waiting excuse me, guys, this is the break that we're waiting for in order to kind of consider further declines. Silver, very quickly on this one. So it's performing quite well, I would say. I mean, I've looked at this one a while ago, and what I was saying that if this upside support line continues to hold, that could be good news here for the bulls, for the silver bulls. And you can see, looking at this 4-hour chart, we can see that the after the kind of the commodity drifted lower, it managed to kind of violate this upside support line, but to be honest, it violated it and quickly kind of pushed back above it. So if we actually look at the daily chart on this one, you can see this brief kind of move below this, but as you can see that the daily candle of this day kind of, well, it is kind of balancing just on it, to be honest. I mean, it was balancing on it, and it did break it to the downside. It kind of, I would even call it a false breakout here, but to be honest, a very confusing one here. But the most interesting here is that if we, let's say, we start ignoring this upside line, then today we had a fantastic perfect touch of that line. So in a way, this line, we cannot really get rid of it yet. So for now, we're going to keep it on our charts. We're going to continue observing this this falling channel formation as well, because as you can see, the commodity is still within it. So in a way, for us to start considering higher levels, ideally we would like to see a push above this little high here near the 15.46 zone. A nice good push above this then yep, could open the path towards the highest point of June near the 15.55, and if that fails to withhold, then yep, the next potential target could be around the 15.64. So first of all, guys, I do apologize for my voice going down a little bit. So so yeah, but anyway, let's continue. So just kind of like I said, I'll draw a few arrows here just for our future reference. So basically that's what we're going to be looking for here. If we see a push above this upper side of the falling channel formation, then yep, that's good news for the bulls. But if it pushes above this one here, the 15.46, then probably we'll see more bulls joining in here and potentially pushing this one higher. In terms of the downside, well, again, we'll keep a close eye on this upside support line. We will aim, of course, if we see a break below this, then yep, we will aim for slightly lower areas. So if something like this happens, then we will aim for around here. Now then, but what's more interesting here is that what we're going to do here is we're going to watch this area, this potential area of support near the 15.10. Now a nice good break below this could of course send the precious metal further down here. Again, this falling channel formation could continue coming into play, and in a way this is where if we see a drop below the 15.10, yep, we will aim for a little bit lower here. But if this lower side of the falling channel formation breaks, then this would also place the place silver below the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart, and we could then target slightly further lower areas. So for now, keep your eyes on this one, guys. Let's see how this is going to play out. Quite interesting developments, but like I said, keep an eye on those levels. Jumping to EURGBP very quickly on this one. So today we saw EURGBP traveling higher and even actually breaking this 0.898075 zone that I talked about. Now I've lifted from my previous analysis, actually I've lifted the barrier here just by 5 pips, because as you can see the pair is now it managed to push above that 0.8975 and tested 0.8980 and pushed higher, continued to push higher, but now kind of drifted back down, and now it's kind of balancing just slightly above that 0.8975. so in a way, if this falls again and closes, let's say, this 4-hour candle below the 0.8975, I mean, this could kind of indicate that it's struggling to remain above these levels here, and then we could in a way target slightly lower areas again. We could aim initially for the 0.8940 or even going further down towards the 0.8916, but for now guys, keep your eyes on this, keep your eyes on this level, the 0.8975 and 80 zone. So this area approximately around there. If we get a nice push away from it to the upside, then well, the next target for us is around the 0.8993 zone, which kind of is marked by the highest point of June, and this will be very interesting to see if it actually continues to travel higher, because to be honest, slightly above that we do have already that psychological 0.90 level, which is in a way a long awaited level with which this pair continues to flirt with. So let's see how this is going to play out. If we see a nice good push above the 0.90 level, then yep, further acceleration to the upside is possible. But for now, all eyes are going to be on this little territory around the 0.8975 80 zone. Keep your eyes on that one. GBPCAD, something that I want to quickly show you. Again, a potential idea here. I'm not saying that this could in a way work out nicely, but just something to keep an eye on. So as you can see today, right now the pair kind of is trying to move below the 1.6460 zone, and I've drawn this potential falling wedge formation here. Now it's a bit of a let's say an ugly one, because we only have 2 touches here. We do have a lot of space here on the upside and on the upper side here, and a lot of space here on the lower side. So in a way, what's more important, probably keep your eyes on this 1.6460 zone. In a way, if we see a nice hold up around here, we may see a nice correction, maybe pushing back here towards the 1.6543 zone, which previously, as you can see, acted as a good area of support, and to be more precise, that was yesterday until kind of it broke below it around 1500. So around there initially was holding nicely, but then kind of got a nice break. So in a way, if we see a push above the 1.6543 zone, in a way we could target this downside, this tentative downside resistance line. We'll aim for a possible test of it, and then we'll take it from there, see what it wants to do, because if it wants to break that, then yep, that's could be good news for the bulls here, and we could see further moves higher. But for now, of course, for now it's a bit of a tricky one. The main question here is, will this remain below the 1.6460? If it does, then we do have about half an hour left until this 4-hour candle closes, and if we do stay below here, then in a way this could increase the chances for a further slide lower. Now we do have the 1.6360 zone here as a next potential area of support, and just to show you where that level was here in the past, that was the low of let me just quickly double check that. I believe I will have to jump into a daily chart, but roughly basically that was the low of October 11th of October 2017. So that's how far we have fallen on this pair, and let's see if it actually manages to reach that. But again, we will only consider that level if we stay below the 1.6460, so keep your eyes on that one. And the last pair I wanted to quickly touch on, and that's going to be USDJPY. Now this one, I talked about this one yesterday, and basically what I was talking about here, I was saying that keep your eyes on this upside support line, and of course this 108.20 level. If we do get a nice break below that, then yep, we could target the next potential area here of support near the 107.50 53 zone, approximately around there. So this is what we got. We've managed to test that area from which the pair rebounded and pushed higher. So what could happen here now is, of course, we're gonna wait this one out, and just let me just adjust a level here. So around the so this is what we're going to be looking at here. So the 107.50, that's what we're going to be looking here for. A nice good drop below that level could potentially open the path towards lower areas. We could then target the 107 zone, which previously acted as a good area of support, as you can see here, even though we did have these overshoots here. But you can see that how well it held the 4-hour candles here, and didn't allow it to close below them. So in a way, like I said, keep your eyes on this 107.50. A drop below this could open the path towards the 107 zone. In terms of the upside, let's actually get rid of this upside line here. We no longer need it. But what we're going to do here is we're going to target this area right here near the 108.20. Again, this is going to be our barrier for kind of for higher levels. If we see a nice good push above that, then yep, we will aim for, initially we will aim for these highs, this week's highs near the 108.53 50 zone, approximately around there. And by the way, the 53 could in a way coincide with the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. So if we see a nice good push above the 200 EMA, then, well, I mean, in a way, this could be seen as a nice positive thing here for USDJPY, and eventually maybe we could see this one traveling further up here. But for now, we're quite far from this potential breakout point here at 108.20. So that's why we're gonna sit this one out, just continue observing the price action. And like I said, I'll repeat myself, in terms of the downside, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna wait for a drop below the 107.50, and on the upside, we need to see that nice good pop above the 108.20. So okay guys, I really hope you found it useful. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for sticking around and watching this one till the end. If you want to join me tomorrow morning, as always, at 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, I hope you have a very beautiful evening, guys. For those who are still trading, happy trading. Be very careful today. For those who are finished for today, then yep, have a nice evening, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye bye.